Hi, welcome to this week's edition for Bettery Hub Channel's LifeWorks. I'm TR Shakti, and today is quite exciting because it's our season 2 of our LifeWorks and Battery Connections editions on our Bettery Hub channel. So thank you once again and welcome to our episode today. Now, for those of you who have been following us for season 1 in our Bettery Hub channel, where we had our professional series we've been calling business owners. Right now, as what I've told you the last time around, we have 2 specific programs. We have LifeWorks, where we call upon individuals, inspiring individuals who have been inspiring and putting or implementing their passion into action. And we have the other program that we talk about, Battery Connections, where we bring in industry experts and business owners who will come on in, and they will be here to share their insights and experience in the domain of business. So right now, today, we have our LifeWorks, and a lot of you have already been checking out, our today's speaker. All right. Before I go into the details of today's guest, first of all, I would like to actually talk about those of you who are into videos. Feel free to actually go into our Battery Lab YouTube channel and then just subscribe, and all our live videos, and including this one, which is being streamed live. And for those of you who are into podcasts, just go into our Battery Hub podcast, www.podcast.com, where you can actually see all our podcasts of our live programs, or you can also go over to Spotify. So with that, let's talk about today's guest. I'm quite excited. Now, he's also from the military, the man in green, all right, Ganesh Letchmanan. Now, he's a dog behaviorist and a trainer, and today he's going to share about how he pursued his passion for dogs, right, and turn it into a business venture. Now, known as the Dog Yogi, we have heard about the Dog Whisperer, but he's a Dog Yogi. Surprisingly, a lot of his clients have been calling him Dog Yogi. In fact, I got to know him as Dog Yogi, and then I realized that's Ganesh himself. All right, so known as the Dog Yogi, which his clients engage him. Ganesh shares today on his journey of how, as a former military officer, a senior trainer, head training of the military working dogs unit for over 20 years. Yes, folks. 20 over years of experience, and he's going to talk about how he implemented his passion into action and currently help dog owners train their dogs with his special set of skills and training programs. So with that, without any delays, let me call upon Ganesh.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Shakti.
Hey, Ganesh.
Yes, how are you?
Ganesh, how are you?
Yeah,
well, I'm good. It's great to It's great to have you online. We have been having a lot of chats in the couple of months, and I've been seeing all your, posts about your passion, dogs, and all your training ventures that's been going on. So, how's things in the, in the arena of with the dogs and the trainings going on so far?
Okay. Before I start off, I have to say a big thank you to you, Shakti, and also to Battery Lab, for giving me this opportunity. All right. And it's been pretty good. Things have been picking up, and a lot of dog owners are looking forward to the part where training along with behavior is something the next step supposed to be when you have a dog.
Right. Nice. And for those of you out there, whether you are a dog owner or not, feel free, because Ganesh is just not going to talk about, his experience being a dog behaviorist, but he's also going to share about his experience, his transition from military, how he went about his failures, all his experiences. So feel free to engage Ganesh, to ask him any questions through our Facebook comments, and definitely we will get Ganesh to, get back to you and answer to you. So we're looking forward for questions. So Ganesh, let's talk about yourself, a brief introduction of yourself and, the journey behind your current success.
Okay. Shakti, like what you said earlier, I'm an army guy. I was an army guy, all right? 35 years in the Greens. And along the way, what happened was I was introduced to the world of dogs. Okay. I was a senior trainer, followed by a head of training. And of course, I went to some detachments and all that. When it comes to military working dogs, it's all about professionalism and expertise. All right. Basically, we have to train them for their level of operation. All right. And 3 years ago, I left. And when I came out, I meddled a few of things, which I will also share with you later, what I was doing. And what happened was, I realized that all this just channel you towards what you are supposed to do, your calling, I call it. All right, and yeah, that's where my passion lay.
And now let's talk about your early days.
Yeah.
Presently now being a dog behaviorist, you help owners or dog owners to help train their dogs and so on. What about in the initial few years when you first started, your early days? Some learning lessons that you have learned maybe from military that you are using it now.
Okay, I mean, as long as we are soldiers, we always fall back to the core values. All right, and some very interesting core values which I picked up was to do it now, which I'm doing, is discipline, professionalism, ethics, and care. All right, that time was care for soldiers, is now care for dogs. All right, so I think these are the pillars which we base our life upon at that time, and which I base my life now building up this venture. Right, yeah.
So basically, you just completely took the core values of SAF, and I like the way you say instruct soldiers is now care for dogs. Okay, it makes a lot of sense, right? They are your main focus in terms of when you are training them. And what are your early years, as a professional, military dog handler, right? I mean, amazing. I myself, yes, I did have my experience when I was in one of the units where I was working with the dog unit itself. A short span. Oh, from what I being a military dog handler is no joke. So what were your early years like?
Okay, I had a few roles, a few appointments I went through. I was a presidential guard when I started off. All right, and then after that I was a school instructor. All right, then I was a rehabilitation officer. And that's where I got in touch with dogs, right? Because we talk about protection and things like that, right? And that's where one of the incidents, I won't say incident, a life-changing moment happened for me, okay? Because when one of the commanders, a very respected fella, he came up to me and he said that, all these years you have been doing this security and stuff. Why don't you try something different, which is dogs? Then my first answer to him was, boss, I'm afraid of dogs. I thought, then he told me something which up to today is a lesson, because he said, what you are afraid is what you will accept. All right, and that is where I went in full dog all the way in, and 20 years out, there's no regrets that he put me there.
So am I right to say, reconfirm again, that you started off where you were afraid of dogs?
Yes, it's a fact, actually, because I had dogs, I had pets before, but we are talking about real professional guard dogs or professional sniffers. All right, it's a different ball game, a different league altogether. All right, so when I went into that, and 15-20 years down the road, I realized that there are so many things. The only difference between them and we soldiers we are wearing green uniform and they are wagging their tails. That's all. All right, we expect that kind of skill and professionalism for them.
I mean, though I'm slightly jumping the gun, but I mean your experience. Professional, or later we will go into this, experience training and working with professional, military dogs compared to now that you are working with the domestic dogs, right?
Yes.
I mean, everything. I'm sure there's a major difference in terms of how you train them, their temperament, and the way they are.
Okay. There is a change. That's why 3 years ago I left and I started pursuing how can I put back that experience, put back that value into training domestic dogs, right? Because the professional side of it, the skill is already there. As a trainer, is already there. So how can I help out dog owners who are struggling at home? And you keep a dog at home doesn't make you a dog owner. That's a fact. Right? All right. How you look after the dog, how you give it a proper training, nurturing, love, and everything, that makes you a good dog owner. So
it reminds me of a quote, right? Anyone can be a father, but not everyone can be a dad.
Exactly.
You can be a owner, but are you specifically doing everything to be possible to be a loving and a good owner for a pet, right? So interesting. We will definitely go into that. My younger brother, he's he dotes his dog or his puppy like his own son. So I know that there are people out there who really love their pets, their dogs, no different from their own child. So that's something that's always been amazing. Now, Ganesh, let's talk about your transition, right? Being in the militaries for what, 30 years?
35 years.
35 years. 35 years in military, and 20 years or 20 over years, specifically working with the K9 unit and so on. And how's your transition like? 3 years ago when you suddenly decided it's time for me to, hang my uniform and move on to the civilian world. Now, how was your transition like?
It was very challenging. I would say. I won't say it's a smooth transition. If I were to tell you it's a smooth transition, that means I'm lying to a lot of my soldier friends and all that. No, it's not. It's never. All right. It's. I will say when we were there, everything has been laid out nicely, processes and training programs and everything is there. But when you step out, that is where you really see your value, your worth. All right. What are you really made up of? Are you the really risk taker? Are you the gung-ho guy? Or are you the type who, never mind, I just go back, step into my comfort zone again? And there's a different world altogether. Yeah, that's what I realized.
Yeah, I've been there. Maybe a couple of years earlier, close to I think about 12 years ago. It's definitely a different world altogether, right? When you are out and when you're like in.
100%.
And now let's move on. Now, before we move on, I would like to talk to our viewers to tell them, look, any point of time you have any questions for Ganesh, you want to engage him, ask, anything, just leave a comment and we will definitely get back to you. Feel free. All right. And Ganesh, let's talk about, we are at LifeWorks, right? And we are talking about individual passion. So let's talk about your passion, right? The passion for dogs is something very unique, right? Passion for dogs is not just having a pet for yourself, but it's now about going out there and making a difference to all the dog owners. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Once I gone into this arena of dog training and behavioring, I realized that having passion alone is not enough. You have to pursue it. Okay. First of all, where did my passion for dogs start? I told you, right? Since young, we had our own pet dogs. That is nothing. I had 3 to 4. My mom was a dog lover and everything. So when into the army, that's more on the serious side of it. And during the time when I trained and I engaged them, when I put them out for professional duties and all that, I realized there's another part of them which is equally as more interesting, which is behavior. Why do they behave in such a way? It's not every day where you get a dog where they are fine and dandy and running around in your house. There are some days which they will behave as they are to be. So my passion started in when I just to share a story. Okay, the first military dog which I had was a German Shepherd. His name was Blaze. She was a beauty. All right, she was a beauty, and she was so close to me. I trained her as a guard dog and everything. And when after 12, 13 years later, one midnight, my boys called me and said, "Hey, boss, Blaze just passed on." Right, that thing will hit you like a rock. All right, it will hit you if you're a dog lover and you love a particular dog, and it will hit you like a rock because you have been there for the dog. All right, you have been there every day, and the loss of it is equally just as good as losing a family member. All right, it hits you, and that's where I realized that one fine day when I'm going to leave this place, this training along with how much can we share with people the behavior part, share with them how to love a dog. All right, that became my passion. Right.
Cool. And I can resonate with that, right? I mean, you have a dog that comes in and then you start training him or her from scratch, right? From young, you train them and then, you get them out to do their duties, I mean, as being a professional military dog. And then, one fine day you get a call and say, the dog has passed on. And I'm sure you have a lot of flashbacks of all the memories you had with the dog at the initial years.
A lot. Yes.
Yeah. And I believe that it's no different from, like what you said, a family member or somebody close to us, a friend who actually passes on. And now, apart from this experience, this passion, because I've seen a lot of people who say I got passion for dogs. Okay. Right? There are many people out there who say I got passion for dogs, but how did this passion came about in terms of wanting to actually share this with people? I mean, having a passion for dogs is one thing, but what made you want to actually now bring your passion to the next level to say, look, I want to bring that special set of skill sets and the passion I have for dogs to the next level? What drove you to do that?
Okay. Having, like what you said, Shakti, having a passion is good. It's good. Honestly, it's good. All right. But just keeping the passion within you, like what Bruce Lee said, keeping it and not doing anything about it is no use. All right. So I say the best part is whatever I've learned, whatever skills I have, whatever knowledge I have and everything, it's best to just share it as many people as possible, and as many dog owners. Honestly, there are a lot of dog owners out there who struggle on a daily basis. They go like, why is my dog barking every day? Why is my dog not following me on a leash? All right. Why is my dog having this problem and all that? So basically, I have the skill. I have the experience to help this guy or this dog owner and say that, look, this is why the dog is doing this. This is the behavior part of it. And I have the skill and the training to help you with that. That is where I think the honesty part, the open card kind of where you put your cards on the table and say, look, I can help you. Please listen. All right. So yeah, things move on this way, and that's where I got a lot of referrals, a lot of dog-loving owners, and everybody coming on board.
So before let's go to the next part. The information to implement your passion into action, right? I mean, this is your passion.
Right. Yeah.
You had passion for dogs, and then you decided, hey, now that I have the passion and the skill sets, I want to go out there and reach out to people, share with them how they go about doing it. And then, of course, the third part is, now I want to make it into a business, right? I want to, be an entrepreneur. I want to make it into a business. So now, what inspired you to start your entrepreneurial journey, being what you are now?
Okay. Basically, I told you, right, once I left the forces, I had this couple of things I dwelled with. All right, one of it was as a health and wellness. I think it's okay to mention Herbalife. All right, they are a fantastic company with a good business acumen. Trust me. All right, and that's where I learned a few things about, because I was not a born entrepreneur. My whole thing was, you've asked me about army, military, security. Yes, I can tell you. But to talk to me about business formulation and everything, I went to a bit on Herbalife side, and then of course I went to a bit on finance side, which somehow or other it kind of draws you back to your heart. What's your real call? All right, what do you actually supposed to do? All right, there were a lot of rejections along the way, a lot of people asking doubt. Even I had doubts to myself. Am I really that good? Am I really that inspirational for people? And then I realized that whatever skills you have, whatever knowledge you have, whatever passion you have, put it down into a process, and yes, go out there and help people along the way, become successful. Right.
So yeah, I do remember that I was with you in your journey, right? When you were with Herbalife, and then when you to embark onto the financial. But I've never seen the kind of spark that you have right now. So during that fight, so I guess it's the passion behind it, right? And
yes,
and now today, what made you want to become an expert in what you are today, right? I mean, you have experience, 20 years of experience, and I'm not sure if there are any other trainers out there in the market, but what made you the expert? Because now you don't call yourself expert, but it's your clients, right? There are a lot of them who told me that Ganesh is really good. When I hear that, I was like, wow, really? Okay. So I mean, what made you an expert that you are today?
Okay, basically it's about learning the fundamentals first. I like I told you, my journey with dogs for 20 over years. All right, and that's where I realized that all those skills which you keep, all the skills which you learn, all right, how to see them from as a puppy to a professional dog, all the way to a senior dog, and the dogs to be adopted and all that. All these are skills which, or knowledge or information, experience, which we can't get it from books. Right, we can't get it from degrees or universities and things. It's a hands-on, painful journey. All right, which I told myself, yes, these are the things which I have, and that makes me quite good enough to be able to engage somebody and to tell them, look, I can help you. I can help you to train. I can help you to understand. A lot of us are feeling that we can train dogs. They look at videos of very good dog trainers and everything on YouTube, and then they say, I can train a dog. I say, no, 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 no. If you want to do something, especially dogs, which is a life thing, you have to go through the process. I call it a sabbatical of fire. All right. I got bitten, I got slashed, I got everything. But end of the day, it is that treasure of knowledge which I have, which I will say now, give me a dog. Within 20 minutes to 30 minutes, I can tell you exactly what's the problem with the dog. And I can help you. Right?
And I guess that is where this experience over the 20 years came about, right? I mean,
yes,
exactly. There was this very interesting story, when they said that, why is the sushi chef, being paid so much, for a few minutes of job of, slicing fish and doing sushi. But I guess you are paying a good amount of money for that experience that you have had over the 20 years to be able to slice it so finely. So I guess in your case, that's where you are talking about, right? 20 over years of experience that you had, right? Yes. And Ganesh, any specific experience that you want to share in your initial years? You talk about Blaze. You spoke about experiences. When any specific experience I can think of ventures that I can think of, that has helped you to become, what you are today?
Okay. Good. It's a very interesting question which is running through my mind, actually. When I left the forces, I had opportunity to go to India, Punjab, all right? Manali, which is the closest to the Himalayas, all right? And when I went there, something happened over there which really changed my understanding, made me want to do what I want to do, basically. All right. What was this? That we were at a base camp, and we were just being there, and we're having our breakfast. A small girl was there, and when you see a small little cute girl, you go up there. I gave her my cake. I said, come on, have a cake. And she took it, smiling, and everything. But she didn't eat that cake. I know she would love to eat that cake, but she didn't eat it. What she did was she called her puppies. All right. And she gave it to the puppies. Yeah. And at that point of time, I went I'm so many thousands of miles away from home, and I see this. And of course, it has to change. It changed my mindset. All right. It led me to believe that I would like to do something with my time, with my knowledge, skill, and with my experience and everything. And you can only do that if you are an entrepreneur, if you are your own boss. All right, you call the time, you call the clients you want, the kind of the training you want to focus on and everything. I think as a boss, you can do that. That is where things change. And of course, you know my two sons. They are my whys in life. All right, why I want to do it. Even today, even while I'm preparing for this, they came out to me and said, Dad, you look good. Dad, your shirt look good. And all these are the things which today, if I'm working for somebody, I don't think so I will have this kind of good fortune to come across all this.
And what's the name of your boys, Ganesh?
Oh, two of them. Well, the elder one is Arjun Dev Singh, all right, and the younger one is Aryan Dev Singh.
Right, and
they're so excited, but yeah.
Big shout out to Arjun and Arya, to both of them, and
thank you, sir.
Tell them that everyone from Bettery Hub Channel says, thank you so much for preparing your dad to be up on a show today.
Blessing. Thank you so much.
And that's interesting, to like what you said, to have a girl, having a cake in hand. It's a life-defining moment, right? And she decides to give it to the puppies and the dogs rather than having it for herself. And
it's a kind of Sakti. It's a kind of, you have whatever God can grant you, but you rather share it with somebody. That is where I have whatever God has granted me for 20 years. All right. So I want to share it as many as possible.
Right. Yeah. Interestingly, Ganesh, you mentioned, and I would like to ask, most of the ex-regulars, they always talk about this, right? Like, I want to be my own boss. I want to be control of my own time. So I also realized that ever since you left the military, your journey of transition, you have been your own boss, right? You have been in Herbalife, in the financial industry, the health and wellness industry, and so on. And now you are running your own business in terms of being a dog behaviorist. So is this something that you have within you, that I want to be my own boss, to take control of my time? So is there a reason why you decided to just stick to an entrepreneurial journey rather than being an employed staff anywhere else?
It's a mindset. It's a mindset which you tell yourself. Like I always tell myself, it will only take 1 second to decide. All right, it will take you years to give excuses. All right. So to me, at that point of time after my financial journey, after my wellness journey and everything, I told myself, do something which you can give back. All right. At the same time, success will find its way.
Right.
If working for somebody is good, but there come a time when you ask yourself, what is your true value? What is your true worth? Okay, what are you really? What kind of stuff are you made up of? Are you the type where you listen and listen and listen and that's it? You walk into the sunset? Or are you the type who will make changes and create a legacy? That's where I decided to be a boss today.
Right. And now we got a special message from a special guest we have from you, and I think it's for your missus. And
that's my missus over there. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Dish, for this message. And I'm honored, to have a personalized message from Arjun and Aryan himself. Thank you so much, Arjun, Aryan. And once again, I'm sure you are listening to your dad right now. Over the couple of years, whenever I talk to Ganesh, when I have conversations with him, the two boys, and of course, Dish yourself, you're always in that conversation. And thank you so much, again, to have your dad here, well prepared, and to share all the stuff he's doing. Thank you so much. All right. So as we move on, this the beauty in life, right? It's always about the family, the things that we do, and it's always, family.
Yes.
Now, Ganesh, let's talk about the next portion where we talk about mindset, right? Required for individuals to achieve. Now, everybody have aspirations and goals. I believe everybody want to do something, want to have something. But what is the mindset that you think is important for them to have to achieve those aspirations and goals?
First of all, you need a very resilient, fighting spirit kind of a mindset. All right, because once you decide on your journey, your path, all right, not every day is going to be a smooth ending where you get clients calling you and you've got to meet dogs every day and all that. There will be days when you get too many or days you get nothing. On days you get nothing, what you do is sit back, look through, read a book, bring your kids out for a walk and everything. But on the days where you have everything to offer and you got clients to meet, you got dogs to train and everything, you give your 100%. Right? Resilience is all about your mindset and how much do you want it. That's all.
Right. And let's take the experience that you had. I myself, I'm in the I'm an entrepreneur myself. I'm in sales. Yes, I do agree. Every day is not a sunny day, right? You will have days where there'll be downtimes, and a lot of us for the last 1 year when COVID hit us, and we have talked about the challenges that we had and how we had to read and move on. So, let's talk about, any specific experience that you have where you use this. I'm sure you have many in terms of resilience, right? Any specific experience that close to your heart that you had along these years while achieving what you are doing now?
Oh, one thing I have to tell you, I have to go back with my experience with Herbalife, all right, the wellness. Because one of the methods, or I would say one of the ways you engage is you get customers. You go to the ground, you talk to them, walk the ground, and you have to be confident, all right? And the only way you are confident is because you believe in yourself, in your skill, all right? That's the way you engage your customer. And as far as having that mindset, that confidence is what I will say helped me in this journey to be a dog trainer and a behaviorist. It helped me a lot. Yeah.
All right. And Ganesh, now that we talked about the mindset and your experience you had, now especially when you do your transition, so how important do you think it is, for individual to unlearn, relearn, and continually upgrade to adapt and transform to the changing situations around us?
It is very, very important. You have to unlearn, all right, and you have to relearn the real world, all right. There are a lot of things which are happening around us. We have to be aware of, all right, like skills, upgrading our skills, okay, and opening up to the new advances in technology and things like that, and media and things. We have to be aware. We have to learn all of it. All right. So I will say whoever is interested, whoever is going to take a consideration for the journey you and I are taking and coming up, they should first of all understand that whatever they have learned in the past, pick up all the good, positive things. All right. Like for example, I told you I always fall back on the core values of SAF. All right. Keep that close to your heart, and from there learn all the new things. And that's where I think the path will be a bit more interesting. Yeah, the journey will be interesting.
All right. And in your experience, do you think the people that you associate with makes a key difference to who you become?
Definitely. If you are sitting in a circle with a lot of positive-minded people who are hungry, all right, who want to succeed and things like that, your mind changes, your mindset changes. You also want to be, I want to do that, all right? Rather you sit in a group of conformists and you ask yourself, what is going to happen next? Why is nobody helping me? Why am I not getting what I want and all that? And it will, in a way, affect your decisions also, right?
Okay. So in your journey, I'm sure there are many people who have helped you out to do what, or to be where you are,
Right.
So are these people who have you have known during your military days, or do you actually aspire to actually move on? I mean, you get to meet and look for people who you think can bring you to the next level. Do you actually put effort to do that?
Military days, yes, there are a few commanders who I shall not name them, but there are some commanders who have that total respect, and yes, all right. And when I left, there are a few individuals like yourself, one of them, all right, who taught me like be your own boss. It's very interesting journey, all right. And yeah, there are a few. One of it is my wife. Okay, I have to edit here lah. The biggest support. The whole world can say you are not good, but end of the day, all you need is your wife acknowledgement. Look, carry on. I'm there for you. All right. I think that is one person I will say affected whatever I'm doing now. Your family and close friends. Yeah.
Right. Again. All right. Now, Ganesh, again, I'm always, heartened by the fact that your transition journey, even way before you left, we had conversation on the phone, and then after you left, we had a conversation on the phone, or we met up for coffee. So we be having those intermediate conversations at different parts, and I've seen the growth that you have made along the years to what you are today.
Thank you.
So now, let's talk about dog behaviorist. We will now deep dive into that. Now, being a dog behaviorist or trainer, right? Now, what kind of issues does dog owners, first of all, usually have before they call you? I mean, for me, I know maybe, hey, I have my dog, I need to toilet train. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, toilet training, right? But, what kind of issues does owners usually have? Now, viewers, if you have anything and you are a dog owner and if you want to highlight some of the issues, please feel free. Ganesh is here. Ganesh, back to you. What are kind of the issues?
Most of the common one will be, I'll say, aggressiveness, all right, and pulling on leash when you're going for a walk and all that, all right. Another one will be, why is my dog barking uncontrollably, all right? It's excessive barking and all that. I said, these are behavioral things, like they chew on furnitures, they're jumping at guests, jumping on children, and biting and things like that. So to me, is all this can be tackled if you understand your dog. Why is it doing it? If you dash it out and say that my dog is bad, my dog is not learning anything, my dog is aggressive, and the dog is not going to learn. He is going to feel that this is how I'm going to be, all right? Because you are not understanding me, all right? That is this basically what the whole baseline is. So when I go in, I always tell them, look, I am a trainer, but I would like to see your dog's behavior. What is the problem with your dog, right? Or what is the issue with your dog? If you think your dog is aggressive, why is it aggressive? If your dog is pulling you when you're walking on leash, why is it pulling you? All right. Have you looked at like the stimuli around your dog and look at the people, other dogs, or the sound, the environment? Does it affect your dog and everything? Like I told you before, Shakti, having a dog is not an issue. We can pay big bucks. We can adopt a dog and everything. We can get a dog on board. Keep it in the family, yes. But when we don't understand them, when they do certain things, That is where we are being not fair to them as dog owners. We are not being fair to them. So this is where I come in as a dog behaviorist and look, there are calls. I mean, just to share with you, I had a client who was telling me that the dog is barking excessively. I say, what is the barking excessively for? It's just like, for a little while, he barks. And my neighbors complain and all that. I say, look, if your dog is barking excessively, that means it, first of all, wants attention. All right? It wants certain things. All right? And it's looking for you to look at it and say, look, what do you want? All right? Kind of thing. If you're not going to give it to them, that's where he will start carry on the behavior. Okay? Ask yourself this question. Do you understand your dog? All right? Buying a dog, keeping a dog, or adopting a dog, anyone can do it. But understanding a dog, it takes a lot of patience. And that is where I come in to help, to explain how can you understand your dog, right?
So Ganesh, so when you meet a particular client, so assuming I'm one of them, I call you and I say, Ganesh, this is the problem I have, or these are symptoms that I have. So how do you actually, before you tell them the kind of trainings that they should do, right? So how do you assess the dog? Do you have a time schedule to first of all assess the dog? How long do you take for that?
I will, like I told you, it only take me 20 minutes or less than 30 minutes. I'll tell you exactly what's your dog's behavior. What is the problem? I don't dwell into training first. Training, as I understand, is if you say you are a dog trainer, training is a given thing. You are expected of it. All right. But why does your dog need that particular training? That's where your behavior comes in. All right. So I give you the behavior portion first, and I let you decide as a dog owner. Well, this is your dog's behavior. I'm giving you an assessment, initial assessment. What do you think? Do you need training? If you need training, yes, I also can help you train the dog. All right. I don't go in there and tell them, look, I want to train your dog. But you're going to ask me one thing. How well do you know my dog? All right. How well do you know? I myself don't know. Right. How well do you know? So I don't do that. That's right.
Okay. Right. And usually, when you do trainings, is it like a one-off training, or you actually have a specific few sessions? Because I think it takes time, right, for the dog to.
Okay. There's no such thing as overnight magic. No such thing as within one episode, I can show you the dog will be trained 100% solid. No way. All right. There's no way. Dogs, because my training will last up to 2.5 months to 3 months. Right? Maybe up to 10 sessions. Along the way, a lot of revisions. All right. And even after we finish the whole package, I always tell the client, look, we are still friends. All right. I'm a friend of yours and I'm a friend of your dog. I will call up once in a while and ask, how is your dog doing? How is it? All right. Why? Because whatever we leave behind after we finish it, we expect good things to happen, good experience, good feelings to carry on. All right, that is my purpose of it. I always say, please let me. I do have clients which I finished, half a year ago. I still call and check with them and say that, look, how is the dog doing? Then they will tell me, look, Ganesh, maybe you need to drop by once in a while to just help us out. And I say, yeah, I'll do it as a friend. As a friend, I'll do it. You see, and so that is where you build very important friendships.
Right. And has there been cases where when you have done this training, or I would say rather than has there been cases, it is also the responsibility of the owner, right? So when you do specific training, we expect the dog to be followed up with those trainings. So is the owner also involved in those trainings when you are doing it for the dog?
Yes. I always put the demand there that owner have to be there. I say one of the criteria. I don't want to go to the part where I train your dogs at somewhat isolated corner and then give back that dog to you. You won't know what's the dog's problem. All right. You have to be there to look at your dog, and I can teach you. All right. I can explain to you. And the beautiful part is sometimes the owner say that I'm too busy. I need to go and work there. I say, okay, I'm flexible. You tell me when you are free, I'll come down. All right. I think that is the part where the owner will feel, okay, I tell you what, you can come down. I'll make the time for you.
Okay. And what kind of trainings do you do? Any examples of trainings that you have done for the dogs? I'm assuming maybe you can tell a specific problem, or like, the dog that is barking excessively, or
Yeah.
what kind of trainings do you do?
Okay, mine will be starting off with puppy behavior training, basic behavioral obedience training, and then we move on to socializing. That means the dog have to socialize with people, with children, with other dogs, reaction and things. And thirdly, we are looking at the part where behavioral, all right, where certain things like pulling on the leash, does it get food possession, all right, does it get aggression possession and things like that. So that is where I'll come. There are three. So basically my training package will be three parts: A, B, and C. Basic first, I follow by a bit of your obedience first, and then I follow by behavioral, and then I go a bit very much deeper into advanced level of training. Yeah.
All right. And now, this is something that I wanted to ask you for the longest of time. A lot of your clients call you Dog Yogi, right?
Okay.
We heard about, I was just mentioning at the start, right? We have heard about Dog Whisperer, right? And now you are the Singapore Dog Yogi. So now, how did the name Dog Yogi came about, and what does it mean?
Okay, Dog Yogi, basically, it was given my few clients in the initial stage when I started off. They felt that my training was different. In the sense that I don't just talk about training, I talk about more stuff, more information. All right. They say, you don't just tell us to teach the dog to sit. You tell us why must the dog sit, what kind of behavior to expect, what are the body language to expect, and things. So it's overload of information. And that's why you sound like a yogi. Like the fellow, a yogi is a teacher. All right. He teaches. All right. And I think you should one day call yourself a yogi. I say, I brush it off then, and I went like, why not? That should be. And the best part is, like my son Arjun, the elder one, he goes for some of the small puppies training with me. All right. And then he asked me, Dad, you are so different. Okay. Some of the shows on TV, they just talk about training. But you also talk a lot about behavior. You talk a lot of things about information to the thing. So after what happened was, he was watching a show about yoga, meditation, India and all that. And they're talking about yogis, right? Then he went like, isn't that what you are doing to your dog, to your owner, sporting, right? You always like to load them up with information and things like that. So I think you are also a yogi, like Daddy. I said, okay, let's stick to it. I mean, it's a blessing from your children. Why not? Right?
Yeah. So okay. So I'm right to say that years to come as we go on, that will be your key branding, right? Dog Yogi, because in fact, a lot of people when I talk to and I say Ganesh, I mean a lot of them, they recognize you as Ganesh, but it seems like Dog Yogi resonates even better with them. The moment I say Dog Yogi, they can link it up with Ganesh. So yes, I guess that becomes your household recognition as a dog trainer, right?
Yes, very much. Yeah, like what I told you, yogi is somebody you respect as a teacher. Not everybody can be called a yogi. I mean, in our yoga sense or meditation sense, all right? It takes years and years of learning, going through processes, understanding the in-depth of meditation and yoga. So I say that, hey, I've gone through all this. So I think I should just put it as a dog yogi. All right. And it picked on very fast. Yes.
Cool. I like the name Dog Yogi. Right? It's
Dog
like,
Yogi.
It looks. It sounds cool, and yes, and I think from the experience and what I've heard from many of your clients when I talk to them, and I've seen over the social media, I think yes, it definitely resonates well with you for what you are doing. 20 over years of experience now brought out to the people or to the owners out there. So definitely. Now, Ganesh, let's talk about failures, right? I mean, this is something that that I think a lot of people see negatively, but now I think things have changing. Now, failures are the best teachers, right? So in this case, any specific experience and learning value that you can share due to failures. It could be either, in your experience as a dog behaviorist or even prior to that, anything.
Okay. As what I'm doing now, failures are the best teachers in the sense that I do come across dogs which are very difficult, honestly, because it has been like that way. The owners have left the dog in such a condition all the way until they decide that the dog needs some training, and they stay 1-2 years later. All right. And I do feel every time I teach something and the dog doesn't do the training, or I don't, as a setback there, it's a failure. But that motivates me. I say that, no, I can't stop now. I don't want to stop. I have to do something else. I have to go back to the books again. I have to go back to the training again and see what is it that I'm missing. All right. This is a very important mindset, Shakti, honestly. I mean, what we are going through now in society itself, and people are very easily disheartened by the fact that I got failures around me. Okay, I'm supposed to get something. I don't get it. It's a failure. No, it's not. When you fail in one particular, for example, you fail in A, that's where you start looking at B, C, D, and E. Maybe the other one, the F, is something, or G is something which fits you. That is where your skill lies, you see. That is where you show your actual quality, your actual proud over there. So failure is always the best teachers. This thing frightened me when I was in the army. Failures are the best teachers. You know, I'll start like where admission doesn't work well, and you have to explain to your boss and all that. So now failure is something which I'll take it. Yeah, it's a good buddy actually, right? When you fail, that means there is something else actually you're supposed to do to overcome the failure. All right, that is something which we have to accept as a mindset.
Yeah. Right. And Ganesh, let's talk about yourself. Years to come, what do you want to be remembered for? Your legacy. What do you want to leave behind?
First of all, I want to leave something behind for my boys, my legacy. All right, I want them to be proud, and one day when they bump into anyone, they say, "Your dad was a yogi, the dog yogi." I want them to say, I want to feel that the proudness over there. All right, this is as parents, you and me, same thing. We want that to happen for our children. The other one is whatever I have in the experience-wise, handling of dogs, behavior for dogs and all that. I want to live it in a very structured way. As many as possible people it goes to, I share it with as many people to help. We have to expect the part where dogs, there's no way they can communicate with us except by behavior. Right? There's no way they can tell you, I'm hungry, I'm sad, I'm scared. They can't do all that. But they show you their body language, they show you by behaviors and everything. As on our part, as human, we have to understand them, all this. And this is where I would like to come in and share as much as possible. That is what I'll call my legacy. Right? One fine day when the dog gets old and no longer with us, I will feel that the owner feels that Ganesh, the dog yogi, actually did a fantastic job. Now I really missing my dog as someone who, a part of me just been torn away. That happened to me with my Blaze, with my dog. All right. So the same thing, I would like to pass it on to as many people as possible, Shakti. That's all.
Right. And we have a question here from Nisha. She asked whether is it dog, Ganesh, to train older dogs?
No. It's not difficult. Okay. Dog training doesn't, Nisha, I mean, to identify a question. It is not difficult. All right. It's just that what do you want your dog to learn? Or does it have a specific behavioral issue which you need to tackle? All right. Dog training is something which I can't tell you now to tell you that after my 10 sessions, after 2.5 months or 3 months, that's it. Your dog is good, fantastic. All right. No, dog training is a lifelong process. It should be going on every day. It should be going on all the time. That is where you have your dog, ideal dog to be in your life. Right. So it is not difficult to train older dogs. They will always say older dogs, they have habits. Okay, they have certain things they picked up when they were young. So it is my job as a behavior to understand these issues, untrain and retrain. So that particular dog will be the best dog you're going to have. Right.
All right. Thanks. And Nisha, I hope this answers your question. If it does, you can always give us a thumbs up in the comments. Or you can have any other questions. Then do feel free to engage Ganesh. And we have Beatrix. Hi, Beatrix. Thank you for saying hi. So I just wanted to acknowledge Beatrix itself. Now let's go back again. I just wanted to acknowledge Nisha's question, and that's why I deviated a bit. Now that we know your legacy, now what were your biggest disappointment and regret that you had, if there is any?
Honestly, I don't have any regret. Life is a beautiful journey. There shouldn't be any regret. It's a lesson. You learn every day, failure, success, happiness, sadness, everything. But it's a journey. There shouldn't be any regret. The moment you regret, you are shortchanging yourself. That's all I can tell. Right.
All right. And no regrets. So what are your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement would be my family. All right. My family, my 2 boys, my loving wife. That is my biggest achievement so far. Yeah. Of course, I just to share, Shakti, I think you were there with me when I went through this. My mom, right? My mother, all right? She was my dad. I didn't have a dad. And she was the one who taught me everything I need to know about life. And losing her last year was the biggest life-changing pain. And it just made a better person out of me, all right? To remember her for her beautiful things. That's right. So these are my achievements, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I mean, nothing bigger or nothing greater than about family, right? It's always with family. And now, Ganesh, before we move on, is there anything that you want to, any word of advice for our viewers, who are looking to implement their passion into action, just like yours? You had passion for dogs, and you decided to bring it to the next level. Now, is there? I'm sure there are many people out there who have their own passion. Whether it's baking, cooking, anything. Any piece of advice for them?
Okay. Having a passion, yes, it is good. All right. Like, for example, like what you said, cooking, baking, writing music, singing song, passions. Everything is a passion. But keeping the passion there, it is not enough. Put it into an action. The reason is because some of us don't want our passion to be a venture, a business venture. It's my passion. I love to write song. I love to sing song and all that. But why keep it to yourself? Why not share it with everybody? All right. Why don't you let everyone know that, look, I love this. This is something which I love and I'm passionate about. And because of this, you are going to benefit from this also. So this is where passion have to change into action. And when it comes to action, that is where the real fun of it, honestly, if you ask me, it's fun. Because you challenge yourself. All right, what are the things I'm supposed to do? What are the new things? To me, if you ask me, I search wide and abroad, wide and across to understand about dog behavior. All right, the fun thing, it's an evolving thing. I mean, I have to talk to you about how I put my passion into action through dog behavior. It's an evolving thing. Dog training is all about science now. All right, how do we understand our dog's behavior? Why are they doing certain things? What are the moods like and everything? So it is fun. Now I'm learning a lot of it. I'm learning every day is a new chapter for me to learn, and I share it with my clients. One thing I can safely tell you is this information which I get, I share it immediately with my clients, and they find a value there. They go like, wow, these are things which we don't get out of the blue, man. This is the guy who actually come on board, teach me how to get a dog to sit. At the same time, he's sharing a lot of other information about dogs. Yeah. So passion into action. Anyone who wants to transit or want to make use of their passion, please, all right, understand that it is not a overnight success thing. Okay. Like what they said, Usain Bolt, all right, when he broke the world record, it took him don't know how many 6 over years to get that few seconds for 100 meters, right? It's not overnight. It's never an overnight. Anyone who coming into this to go become their own boss, to turn their passion into their own ventures and all that, and if they want a quick kind of a result, I want to be rich overnight, I want to be the best person overnight and all that, I think you're cheating yourself, all right? It will rather take your time, build it up slowly, all right? And when you reach, you will know the success.
Yeah, right. And Rome was never built overnight, right? So it takes time.
I was trying to think about that particular phrase, but I say, okay, no.
Yeah. It's telepathy. I can start understanding where you're coming from.
Okay. All
Right.
right, all
We
right.
we have we have Nadia. Hi Nadia. Good to hear from you, and thank you so much. To drop by to say hi. And yes, Petri Life is still going live, and we are getting better at it. So thank you, and same to you. Stay safe. All right. And now we'll move on. So Ganesh, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
now that Ganesh, you have shared so much about your experience, how you implemented your passion into action and what you can do for dog owners and their dogs. Now, how
Yes.
can actually individuals who wants to know more contact you?
Okay. First of all, they can drop me a message, or they can give me a call. All right, 96247671. Yeah, that's my number over there. All right. Or you can go to my Facebook. All right, which every day will be interesting posts over there about dogs. You can catch me over there via Messenger also. All right. Yeah, and like I said, when you have a passion, when you are so deeply in love with it, there's no such thing as worrying about time. So anytime, I even have some of my clients who are very new, they message me at 11, 12 o'clock at midnight, my dog is doing this and all that. And I attend to them, I message them back, I call them back. Yeah. So please feel free to call me anytime, message me anytime. I'll do my best. I'll do it.
So when you talk about social media, they look for you as the Dog Yogi or Ganesh Letchmanan.
Ganesh Letchmanan.
Facebook, Ganesh, right? So Ganesh
Yes.
Letchmanan in both LinkedIn and in Facebook.
Yes, sir.
All right. So yes. So folks, so remember, if you want to contact Ganesh, you want to get more information, especially when you are a dog owner or you have a friend or somebody in your family who's owns a dog, you can just give him a message. Trust me, Ganesh is a very nice guy, and I have been having many conversations with him. So feel free to drop a message, get to know more, and I'm sure Ganesh will be there to help you out. Now, thank you, Ganesh. It was an awesome, close to an hour of conversation with you, and
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you for all the sharing and all the best. From where you started, your passion, you put it into action, and right now, years from now, I believe that you will be one of the next dog whisperer of Singapore, right? Dog Yogi. All the best on your
Dog
ventures.
Yogi.
Dog Yogi, yes, the next dog whisperer, where we will call it the Dog Yogi.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, Shakti, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And of course, Bettery Hub for giving me. All right. I appreciate this. I feel that this kind of opportunity will be good to reach out as many people as possible. All right. To understand what we are trying to do, trying to help. Right.
Sure. Thank you, Ganesh. So till we meet again, thank you so much. I'll meet you at the holding area. Just hold there, and then I'll just move on. Thank you,
All
Ganesh,
right.
and see you once again.
Good night. Good night, sir.
Good night. All right. We had an awesome session with our very own Dog Yogi. All right. And we shared a lot of stuff. Right now, I would like to just say, for those of you, all right, who feels that YouTube or live videos is the thing for you, feel free to go to Bettery Lab YouTube channel, where we have all our previous live chats, and we also stream our current live chats live over there. So just go there and hit the subscribe button. And if you are somebody who prefers podcasts, then you can just go over to our www.Bettery Hub Podcast, where we actually have all our podcasts over there as well. So this particular live chat will also be uploaded as a podcast, and we have our previous live chats and podcasts down there as well. So, or you can also find our podcast on Spotify. So you can go on there, again, click the follow button, and from there, please do tune in to us. Now, thank you so much once again for all of you guys to join us. And this was our first episode for season 2. And we are looking for people like you, people out there who have passion, and you went the extra mile to make that passion into, or put their passion into action. And come up here, message me or anyone from Bettery Lab, and tell us that you want to come up there, or if there's anyone that that you would like to introduce to us, so that they can come up online to share. Do keep us informed, so that we can actually engage them, because the whole idea is about doing it better together. So we believe that LifeWorks is specifically for those who have taken that one extra step. So we want to engage you, so that you can inspire many of us out here. So with that, thank you so much for joining me. It was an awesome session, and I'm always excited to be online live with you guys. And now, till we meet next week, Remember, your very own TR Shakti here. I'll keep doing it better, and see ya.